Hey, what's up, everybody? We are reading Copper Sun by Sharon Draper, and we are on chapter. Whoa, sorry about that. Chapter 33, Deep in the Forest. Morning dawned slowly, brightening the forest. Amari, unusually wary, but not willing to admit it, was glad when Polly suggested they find a thicket of trees to rest in. The girls had taken turns carrying Tidbit during the last hours of the night, and he was much heavier than he looked. Even Hushpuppy seemed tired. Amari led them to the darkest part of the forest, a place where three huge trees had fallen together, and the hollow beneath them was just big enough for the three tired travelers. "I hope the foxes or deer that usually rest in this spot won't be offended," Polly said gratefully. She snuggled into the narrow indentation. "Might come back," Amari suggested nervously as she nestled in next to Polly. "Tidbit too tired to care," he said as he and Hushpuppy squeezed in next to the girls. As the day grew brighter and warmer, the hidden children tried to sleep, but ants and mosquitoes feasted on their bodies while the growing heat of the day made them damp with sweat. Near nightfall, they shared the last of the cornbread and ventured to the river to gather some water. "One day free," Amari announced as she scratched the numerous bites on her body. "How far freedom be, Amari?" Tidbit asked fretfully. "Many, many days, little one," she told him gently. He squirmed. "What does freedom we run into, Polly?" he then asked. It was clear to Amari that he didn't understand such a grown-up concept. Polly pulled a leaf from an oak tree. "Freedom is a delicate idea, like a pretty leaf in the air. It's hard to catch. It may not be what you thought when you get it," she observed quietly. Amari replied with a nod, not exactly understanding what Polly had said, but comprehending the idea. It seemed to go over the boy's head. Tidbit put a small fist to his eyes. "I'll just be wanting to see my mama," he said, pulling his dog closer. "I know she'll be missing me right about now." "Your mother is very proud of you, Tidbit," Polly told him. "You don't want to disappoint her, do you?" "I don't care. I want to go back to my mama's kitchen," Tidbit cried loudly. "I'll be hungry and hot. I don't like it here." He plopped down on the ground. "Shh," Amari said, trying to soothe him. "Quiet. Got to stay quiet, little one. You want bad men to catch us?" Tidbit, looking miserable, shook his head. "You got to protect Hushpuppy," Polly told him. "Can you do that?" The boy looked glum, but he stood up, stroked the dog, and scratched his legs. Polly and Amari looked at Tidbit with concern, but they had no choice but to move on. They covered their tracks with leaves and headed into the darkness once more. By the fifth day of their journey, they were all tired and hungry, and their feet, scratched and swollen, cried out for relief. Occasionally, Amari suffered mild bouts of dizziness, and she had to ask the others to stop so she could clear her head and catch her breath. Hunger make me little bit weak," she said with embarrassment one morning. "You're not completely recovered from that beating," Polly reminded her. "Take your time." "No time to go slow," Amari replied. "Must get far, far away." "You be all right, Amari?" Tidbit asked. "I can still beat you running," Amari told him with a laugh as she got up to chase him. He giggled and darted off. Now and then they found nuts and berries in the forest, but hunger lived with them every day. Amari's mother had taught her a few things about gathering food, and Amari wished she had listened better. But she had listened to Teeny, and one evening she left Polly and Tidbit for an hour and brought back a pouch full of nuts and berries that she had gathered, walnuts, pecans, and bosamberries, as well as roots and herbs she had dug. "Good to eat. Give us strength," she told the others. "How do you know which roots to pick, which herbs are safe?" Polly asked as she nibbled on the fruit of a mayapple, which looked a little like a lime. "I remember seeing these bloom in the spring back in Beaufort, but I don't recall ever eating one." "My mother teach me," Amari replied simply, "and Teeny too, but I'm not sure about plants grow here. Some I never see before." Amari picked those plants she recognized and others that just looked tasty, but she was very aware that some berries, like the ones Teeny kept hidden in her garden, could be lovely to look at, but very dangerous to eat. "This one tastes funny," Tidbit commented, but he ate the mayapple hungrily. When he was done, he asked, "Why you not bring more?" "Never take all," Amari explained. "You dig one plant, leave two plant. Dig one, leave two. So plant come back next season. And ask plant permission." "Ask permission?" Polly asked. "Why?" Amari wondered how she could explain the need to work in harmony with the natural world. She tried to find the words. "Plant die, people live. Hunter ask animal before kill it, then give thanks. Animal die so village live." "So it's like showing respect for nature?" Polly asked, a look of approval and understanding on her face. Amari nodded. "I'm still hungry," Tidbit exclaimed softly, pulling on Polly's arm. "We'll find some good food soon," Polly told him. "Maybe beyond those next trees on that hill," she said vaguely, pointing to some trees in the distance. He looked in that direction, but he clearly did not believe her. He whimpered and dragged the rest of the night, often having to be carried. Amari's arms ached from carrying him. A couple of hours later, Tidbit said, "I don't feel so good." He bent over and held his stomach, then ran off behind a tree. Amari, who also had been feeling quite nauseous, looked at Polly. "You feel sick too?" At that moment, Polly doubled over and ran to find another tree. Amari threw up. Even though she felt hot, when she touched her face, it felt clammy and damp. She made her way to a pile of soft branches and lay there, her stomach cramping terribly. Tidbit came back and lay down near her. "I'm sick, Amari." She rubbed his little stomach. It felt tight and hard against her hand. Polly took in deep breaths and asked heatedly, What did we eat that made us sick? I thought you Africans knew all about plants and herbs." Amari tried to think, but her head was spinning. She felt terrible that she had made them all sick, but Polly's accusations made her angry. She certainly had not made any efforts to find food. Amari opened her mouth to retort, but grabbed her stomach in pain instead. "I so sorry. I not know. I bring back many kinds." She was going to apologize again, but she had to run to another tree to throw up once more. The three of them spent the day and the night in that area, trying to regain their strength after numerous bouts of diarrhea and vomiting. Tidbit didn't seem to blame Amari, but Polly remained furious. "It's bad enough I'm lost in the forest with a couple of runaway slaves," she told Amari, "but now you go and nearly kill us." In spite of her weakness, Amari tensed with anger. "I knows you ain't no slave. You free, Polly," Amari told her coolly. "Free to leave us when you wants to. Free to go back to Master Derby. He say he sell you to be whore," she added sharply. She turned away from Polly. Polly hung her head. "We're in this together, Amari," she answered softly. Amari knew it was hunger, illness, and fatigue that made Polly so upset, but she also knew that Polly spoke what was truly on her mind. All of them needed proper food, and soon. "We gotta eat," Amari announced later that night. She looked around the forest floor till she found what she needed, a sturdy stick that was pointed at the end and a sharp stone. She slowly sharpened the stick until the point gleamed in the moonlight. "I go to river and find more food. You be here when I get back?" "I'll be here," Polly replied quietly. "I'll be back soon," Amari said without acknowledging Polly's reply. Amari disappeared into the darkness. When Amari returned a couple of hours later, her feet were covered with mud. In her hands, however, she triumphantly held up 3 large shimmering catfish. "I don't believe it," Polly exclaimed. "How did you do it?" "Fish fast. I be faster," Amari replied with a chuckle. "But how will we cook them?" Polly asked. "If we make a fire, someone may see us." "We eat raw," Amari said with authority. "Raw?" Polly asked. "But won't that make us sick again?" "Raw." Amari took the sharp stone and cut each fish open from tip to tail. She deftly removed the bones, then cut the fish into bite-sized pieces. The heads and tails she tossed to the Hushpuppy, who gobbled them greedily. Polly made such a face that Amari had to laugh, but she picked up her portion and bit into it. "Not as bad as I thought," she said as she swallowed carefully. Amari bit into her own portion. She chewed slowly and deliberately. Amari woke Tidbit, who tried to turn up his nose at the idea of eating the raw, bloody fish. But his hunger took over and he gobbled his piece, even licking his fingers when he finished. Then he made a face. "You asked permission of this fish?" he asked. "Fish happy to die for you this night," Amari answered with a smile. "He's tired of swimming." "Let's see if we can get moving again," Polly suggested. "I got power to fish in me. Feel more better," Amari said as she tried to stand up. She was genuinely surprised when Polly reached out and grabbed her hand to help. The two girls looked at each other with renewed understanding. Amari and Tidbit helped to bury the fish bones, and the three of them prepared with fresh determination to continue in the darkness. So this chapter just was here to highlight some of the trials and tribulations they face as they travel in the woods. Amari, having not been at the plantation long enough to really get to know the different berries and fruits, she knew a little bit, but she ended up bringing back some bad berries, which made them sick, which is very bad, especially in the summertime. Having bouts of vomiting and diarrhea with very little water and stuff like that was not good while they're traveling through the woods. You also get to see this shows how Polly and Amari, their relationship is still evolving. Polly is extremely upset, extremely mad, and even with all this stuff that happened, Polly could leave, and Amari makes this point like, yo, you can leave, you'll be all right. You're a white girl. If you leave, change your name, go a certain area, you'll probably be okay. It'd be hard for them to find you, but and she could blend in, whereas Amari and them could not. So, but Polly's determined to stay with Amari and Tidbit, and you can tell she kind of feels a little hurt that Amari keeps going there. But Polly, Polly decides that these are her friends, and she's gonna stay with them. She's gonna help Amari, and that's kind of what this chapter just kind of shows, like some of the dangers they face, as well as how strong their friendship is. Will they be able to last through the trials and tribulations that they're facing? So. And that's it for that chapter. We will see you on the next one.